workshop. This is where I spend most of my time making full tang knives, crook knives and lots of other green wood and woodcraft tools. So I'll show you around and show you the various bits of kit that I use to make the tools. Okay, this is a fantastic bit of kit. This is my gas portaforge, made only down the road in Tewkesbury. Fantastically controllable gas forge, mostly used by farriers for shaping horseshoes when they're out and about. So they have this in their backs of their vehicles, but I use it here because it's just very well insulated, very controllable, and I can have 2 or 3 bits of steel all up to working temperature in there at any one time. Fantastic bit of kit. This is my flame fast gas kiln. I use this for hardening all my tool steel. This will go up to about 1600 degrees C if I want it to. For most of the hardening procedures I don't go much above 800 degrees C. So we tend to place all our blades in the kiln in a little rack, shut the door. Once it's up to temperature, we leave the blades cooking in there for about 5 minutes. We then open the door, very carefully grab the blades with a set of tongs, and then we actually dip them in the oil quench that I've got directly below it. So I use that for all my hardening needs. This is a fantastic bit of kit that I've just acquired. This is a digitally controlled even heat kiln, specially designed for knife makers. A fully controllable digital controller unit. You can set any temperature you want, any given hold temperature, any given time. You can place your hardened blades in the rack in there, shut the door, set the controller to whatever program you want, and then it will run a complete heat treatment cycle and temper the blades back to whatever Rockwell hardness. These are my 2 Rockwell hardness testers. I've got an old Indentec machine, and I've also got a Avery machine. They both use the Rockwell C scale for measuring the hardness of steel. They're a very complicated sort of set of scales really, with 3 weights and a diamond indenter on the front end. We actually place the blade that we want testing underneath the indenter, wind it up to the step position, zero the dial, apply a load for about 30 seconds, release the lever, and then the reading that it will then give us is the actual hardness. I test all my blades after hardening to ensure that I've reached full hardness, and then after the heat treatment cycle I check them again to make sure that I've got anywhere between about 57 and 59 Rockwell C. That's a good general hardness so that it's hard enough to hold a good edge, but it's not going to be too brittle. So I've got a couple of pillar drills that I use for drilling all the holes in the handle material. It's almost essential that you use pillar drills rather than hand drills to ensure that you've got clean, straight, accurate holes in all your handle material. So I've got a couple here set up for various different operations, through drilling, and also I've got one with a step drill set for a particular depth. So this is probably the most heavily used machine in the workshop. This is the bandsaw, used for cutting all the handle material, both from log form into slabs, and also then profiling the slab material actually into the finished knife handles themselves. Pretty essential. With all my sort of dusty equipment I tend to ensure that they've got adequate dust extraction, so I've got a dust extractor on this one to suck away any of the fine dusts that's made from sawing up the handle material. Okay, we've got the buffer. Use this for polishing the blades and also for polishing the handle material. At the moment it's got a soft mop on it for just buffing the wooden handles. Don't tend to use any compound on it because it tends to stick into the actual grain of the wood, but this is pretty essential to get that really nice polished finish on the handles. So we've also got a torment grinder. This is a slow running water wheel, so the stone literally does run through a bath of water. This ensures that the surface of the stone is cool. This is brilliant for grinding all my woodworking chisels and things like that. Don't tend to use it a great deal for the knife making, but for all the carving tools, for getting them up, for getting them sharp, this is spot on. These are probably the most essential part of my workshop. These are my Jansing Radius Master grinders. Absolutely fantastic for making knives. They're just so versatile. You've got so many different applications all on one machine. You've got pretty much any kind of position that you can have it in for using the big 8-inch contact wheel. You can fire it down like so, so you can use this flat platen here for flat grinding. You've also got all these different sized arbors on this part of the grinder that again are very quick to change. The other fantastic thing about this grinder is not only can you use it vertically, but you can also flip it horizontally as well, so you've got a horizontal grinder for all your profiling. Basically this is the main thing that will profile all the knife blades, but grind all the bevels. Just a fantastically versatile piece of equipment. Love it. This is my other Jansing that I've modified slightly for mostly grinding handle material and wood. The biggest problem with the Jansing when it comes from the manufacturer is it has no means of dust extraction. Grinding handle material, you're going to be chewing a lot of dust, so it's almost essential that you've got some form of dust extraction. The main thing that I've adapted on here is all these guards to stop the dust and grinding dust going on you. I've actually put a hole saw through them and then actually brazed on a bit of tubing, which allows the standard dust extractor nozzle to just sit in there. That means that I can grind all the wood, turn on the extractor, and it's not going to be all over me. So when I'm knife making, I've got my built-in dust extractors to most of the machinery. I always make sure that I wear a good quality dust mask and safety goggles, because you never know. I've been in the eye hospital too many times now. The other thing that I like are some wireless headphones, so when I'm knife grinding I can listen to some music.